So today we are back again. We're playing some Spellboost this time. Supposedly one of the decks that can compete with Wrath and Enhance in this expansion. Today's list I just yoinked from some tournament, recent JCGs. I just yoinked the list from there, and this is what we'll be playing. This one magical strategy looks a bit weird and out of place, but from my guess is that you use it so you have a follower to play Winged Inversion on, so you can use it to spell boost cards in your hand. The biggest problem with having Winged Inversion in your hand is having no followers to play it on, so strategy is just one way to give you a follower. And then Freya is here to guarantee draw Simiel, and then the way you win is just Simiel, Crushing Rain, Raining Blades. And if you draw enough cards from your deck, you can just finish it off with Uranus as well. This is the more standard variety, I guess. There are varieties that run stuff like the Orchestral Mage or whatever it's called, that Yukishima package, festive 3-cost silver card that has Storm on it. I forgot what the actual name is. Yeah, this is the list we'll be running today, so let's just jump into some games. Oh, actually before the games, I just probably give a disclaimer that I'm generally quite bad at playing Spellboost decks, so though this deck is no exception, so you can learn from my good plays and learn from my mistakes as well, and then hopefully that'll help you play this deck better if you want to play this deck. It's actually, well, it's kind of cheap, I guess. It's relatively cheap compared to the other decks, so not the worst option ever. So yeah, okay, that's enough, so let's just jump into the games. So for our first game here, we're going second against Portal. I mean, it's probably Enhance. Usually I just assume it's Enhance, even though Puppet is like weirdly popular. And then for the mulligan, usually I try to hard search for Simiel or Freya and Chakram Wizard. If you're going against slower decks, maybe you don't need Chakram Wizard, but against, but Chakram Wizard is generally just good. It's one of the best spell boost cards in general, so yeah. The idea is to pick up Simiel as early as possible so you can start spell boosting her because she's your main source of damage. And we go ahead and just draw into our deck here. I mean, early on you're just trying to draw cards to find your spell boost payoffs as well as spell boost the ones that you've already drawn. A pretty straightforward game plan at this point. We go ahead and just draw into our deck here. I could have played Meltina there, but this way I draw more cards because I'm definitely still far from having lethal or the Chakram Wizard. I need to sort of answer their aggression, so this is, I think, the safest play. And there's the Freya into the Glistening Angel. You can go ahead and heal with Angel's Blessing. Angel's Blessing is very good in this deck because 1 PP that heals. It makes going second much better. Much less miserable, I guess is the better way to put it. We go ahead and use Meltina's Evil just to banish a card to reduce damage coming to my face. We mill the Meltina, but that's fine. We don't necessarily need it right now. And we do some math here. Currently, if we have an evil point to spend, we have 17 damage in hand, so still quite far from lethal. So we can hopefully find a bit more damage here. That is the Cutthroat from them, so yeah, they are advancing their game plan. They are quite wide here, but we have Chakram Wizard, so we don't really care. We go ahead and use the Magic Missile just to clear their board. We go ahead and play the strategy as well, just to full clear. And then use the Chakram Wizard. And of course, make sure to play a Mari before you evolve the Chakram Wizard so that you spell boost your card that you draw off her. Go ahead and evolve the Chakram Wizard here. And we can go ahead and trade. And then trade. We could play the Chakram Wizard, but currently we have Winged Inversion in hand, so we can look at something like Chakram Wizard and then Winged Inversion next turn for 2 spell boosts for 0 PP. So we'll definitely look to that, we might be able to find lethal next turn. Currently we are 1 damage short. So we need to find one more point of damage, but we do have Mari in hand, so the chance of us finding that 1 damage that we need is actually quite high. And go ahead and evolve the Airstrike, that's fine. We pick up Angel's Blessing here, which honestly I should I did this to empty my hand so I make sure that if I drew something good, I can play it. So Simiel is not what we wanted there. We definitely wanted to find Crushing Rain. Simiel is technically spell boost, but a spell boost damage source, but it's definitely way too late for us to be spell boosting Simiel. But we do pick up the Crushing Rain here, which means that we made it in time. So we will actually be able to find lethal this turn. And go ahead and play the Simiel here. Do another Simiel. So these explosive turns are sort of what Spellboost is predicated upon, or modern Spellboost is. At least. You don't necessarily always have to go for OTK every game, but OTK is the most reliable way to win, so... Go ahead and use the Crushing Rain here, and then with an Evil Point we have enough damage to get a nice lethal, so... Pretty nice burst turn on turn 6, let's move on to the next game. So for our next game we are going against Blood, and this time we're going first. I guess against Blood, since Blood is pretty fast in the early game, going first is actually better. If you're going second against Blood, you definitely keep Sacred Bird of Wisdom there, but since I'm going first, I feel like I don't necessarily need to. Also, if you're going first, keeping something like Maltina or Angel's Blessing early on can be quite helpful because your hand is not, you don't have as much card draw if you're going first compared to going second. Got the Sacred Bird, we're going to go ahead and play that just to draw a card. If we're going second, we definitely save it for turn 2 so we can clear whatever followers they play, but since we're going first, we have a bit more leeway. There's nothing to do here, so we just have to just pass, right? This is a bit of a problem with winged inversion. Some people cut it down to 2 winged inversion, but I like the 3 copies. So go ahead and just play the Maltina. Play the one that we top deck because this one technically has Spell Boost on it, which might become relevant at some point, you never know. Go ahead and trade here. There's Demonic Drummer, which is fine. If they have Flowers here. Thankfully they didn't have Flowers there, but I think they could have summoned Flowers out, yeah. So thankfully they didn't have it. Go ahead and use the magical strategy here just to make hand space, and then we go ahead and draw. And then we can go ahead and play these 2 Maris to draw more Spell Boost payouts that we can start working on. And then go ahead and just use the Angel to clear. There's the Vicious Blitzer from them, that's fine, we don't really care that much. There are more annoying things they could do, but that Vulnerate is pretty annoying because it's already buffed. And they go ahead and evolve the Demonic Drummer to hide it behind a pretty sturdy ward there. And they do just leave the Maris on board, which is good for us. That means we can hopefully get extra value out of their last word Spell Boost cards. Go ahead and play the Insight as well, pick up the Freya. I probably should have played the Freya before playing... Well, actually, since I already have 2 Similes, maybe I don't necessarily need the Freya anymore. I guess that's fine. Use the Chakram Wizard. Going and clear their followers, I suppose. You can get some Spell Boost out of this Mari as well. And then just to keep them on their toes, we can sink an Electro Kitty. Okay, it sort of makes hate and space, but keep them on their toes with a nice Electro Kitty to the face there, just to ping a bit of damage to their face. Just the Howling Demon from them, which is fine. I believe we have lethal at this point. We have 10, 13, 16, 17, so we are 1 short of lethal technically. But since we are playing against Wrath, putting them at 1 is completely fine even if we don't have lethal. Even if they manage to have Howling Demon or something they heal themselves up with, it's probably still fine. We won't, at least we won't die. So we can play Simial here. We can use Raining Blades to buff the Simial as well. And then go ahead and play a second Simiel. Then we go ahead and evolve. Small note, I think evolving this Simiel is probably a bit more valuable. If you evolve this Simiel, they can play something like Howling Demon into Devilish Flautist. Well, actually they can't do that, can they? Because they have to trade the Howling Demon to heal enough health to play the Flautist since they're at 1. So never mind, I think this is fine. Anyway, the point is that these are out of range for Howling Demon. Here they have Vania, but it's completely fine because unless they have something like... Well, there's not really... no way for them to kill me from here because without pinging themselves in the face and dying, so they have nothing, they have no answer here, so I think they just concede. Next time we just have Crushing Rate to kill them anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's it for this game. So for our last game here, we're going second against Haven. Don't see much Haven around right now, but mostly it's Crystallize. Crystallize has a lot of explosive power, but it's quite inconsistent. Since it's Crystallize, we don't necessarily need Chakram Wizard for the early game, so we go and toss it in favor of trying to find Simial instead. Honestly, considering the terror that is Muse Jester, it might be worth keeping the Chakram Wizard, but I guess I chose not to. I think Simial is pretty important though, so it's quite understandable, and they do have Skullfane here, so just go ahead and play the Skullfane, which is very scary. I mean, nothing to do here, we just ping them in the face with Magic Missile, draw into our deck, try to spell boost the cards we have in hand. And there's the Astolfo, which will let them play another Skullfane, which is quite annoying. So hopefully that doesn't get us killed later on. Got Meltina here. Angel's Blessing can be played for 1 PP next turn, so we go ahead and play Meltina instead. Hopefully we don't clear this Meltina, because ideally we want to play Winged Inversion first to make hand space before we play the Angel's Blessing, and they don't clear it, so we do have a hand space. But first we draw to make sure that we can get Spellboost value out of this Winged Inversion. And then we play Angel's Blessing here. We play Insight once again to find a Spellboost value, and then we can play Track on Wizard here. I chose to hold the Evil in case they don't spend their Evil next turn. We can still play Angel's Blessing for 1 PP next turn. There's the Holy Lightning Bird, Emerald Maiden. Their Skullfane is at 4x3 accelerate still, so we're still fine. There's the Gillen Release from them, which will go ahead and clear our followers. They do spend the Evil point, so next turn we can spend an Evil point here if we want to. So we go ahead and play Chakram first to make hand space before we play Angel's Blessing. Right now we're still looking for payoff, so we don't want to accidentally mill a good payoff. And then here we play Uranus so that we have time to play. We have enough PP to play Sacred Bird of Wisdom. There is an option, honestly, of just playing Simiel here as well, but I think Sacred Bird playing Uranus here is safer. And then here you should be evolving Chakram Wizard. I just forgot that you can do that, but yeah, you should definitely be evolving Chakram Wizard here. I'm just stupid. I'm gonna accelerate the Skullfane here, which is fine. It's gonna go down to what, 4 cost this turn. Go ahead and accelerate it again. And there's the Muse Jester, and then Emerald Maiden. So apparently my opponent here, for some reason, just has no respect for Spell Boost. I guess they were trying to get the Crystallize count up and set up to maybe find lethal next turn is probably their play. Or at least go for some pretty explosive turn next turn. I don't really know, because like their board is full of amulets unless they have... No, they can't even accelerate Skullfane, so honestly I have no idea what their plan here was, but I guess that's what they did. So because they decided to leave our board empty for some, our board alive for some reason, we just have lethal. Go ahead and just play the Story of Lifetime just for fun. Evolve Chakram Wizard here. Get the spell boost going. Hit face, and then we use Winged Inversion to spell boost the cards in our hand. And we can go ahead and play the Simiel with the Crushing Rains and the Iterating Blades to go ahead and finish them off. So, I guess this one is a bit like from a misplay from my opponent, so maybe you can complain there, but I mean, it's fine. Let's move. That's it for this game. So that's it for today's video. Now you might be a bit unsatisfied with that last game, saying maybe you think that I only won because my opponent misplayed, and you're probably right. I probably only won that because my opponent misplayed, but I mean, I had a game against Raph and Enhance, so I think that's good enough for me. So yeah, that's it for Spell Boost Rune. It's definitely you really need to know the deck very well to play this well, because there's a lot of situations where you have to leave yourself just barely out of lethal range to get yourself in a position where you can find lethal. So you really have to know your opponent's deck well and play very well to win with this deck. But if you play well with it, you can probably compete with the high tier decks. I'm definitely not good enough to play this deck properly, so if you want to improve with this deck, you're gonna have to do your own testing or find other people's gameplay, I guess. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.